Hello and welcome to Pardon the Integration, enabling AI opportunities with Intel NUC, a podcast where we tackle 3 top trends in the channel today. I'm your host, Ed Hannon, and my guest today is Pete Shee, Strategic Program Manager at Intel Client PC Group. A 20-plus year Intel veteran, Pete has worked with startups and other major corporations prior to Intel. Pete is responsible for driving Intel's AI on PC enabling program and AI on PC capability roadmap definition. And lastly, Pete works with Intel's major customers to facilitate their adoption of Intel's latest AI on PC features. Pete, thanks so much for being here.
Hi, thanks, Ed.
Let's get down to it. Today, Pete and I are going to discuss enabling AI opportunities with Intel NUC. And the way this show works is we have 3 topics that we'll discuss throughout the program. And we have 3 minutes to talk about each topic. And here are the topics for today's program. Topic 1 is, what are the AI opportunities for today's solution providers? Topic 2, how do partners get started? And topic 3, how can the AI dev kit on Intel NUC help today's solution providers break into the business? And as you watch the program, you'll see a countdown clock on the bottom of your screen. And let's get started with segment 1. What are the AI opportunities for today's solution providers? And Pete, let me start with a real simple question. What are the AI applications that are taking a foothold now, and what are the up-and-coming AI applications?
Yeah, AI application, either cloud or edge-based, span across a wide spectrum of industry. AI capability has been increasing adopted in such market segments as creativity, productivity, gaming, commercial, retail, security, and others. More importantly, many popular cloud-based AI applications now are offloading AI workloads to the edge devices such as PC or IoT devices in order to improve the overall user experiences and to be more cost-effective, as well as addressing many of that security and privacy concerns. With today's modern PC architecture, there are plenty of compute powers to handle such AI workloads on the edge.
That's a great answer. And now the second question would be, what we talked about some of the technologies, but what types of businesses and organizations are embracing AI?
Yeah, we have many of our partners now are deriving real-world value by utilizing the AI capability through cloud or edge-based solution, or sometimes the hybrid of both, right? For example, education is using AI to improve the learning experiences, right? And finance are using AI to turn data into valuable market intelligence. Right? Retail is using AI to transform the solution shopping experiences and how they manage inventory. And enterprise is trying to use AI to improve productivity and security, etc.
Let's bring that sort of in a different direction from the technologies and the businesses. And let's talk about sort of the outward-facing thing, which is, what does it take for a solution provider to get in the game here?
Today, AI resources are really readily available from open sources and the private channels. They are, in the form of algorithms, AI framework, solution deployment tools, and more importantly, the AI hardware that handles the compute of those workloads. Right? First, solution provider will need to define their target application area that they need to improve with AI. Then, they will need to build on an optimized AI solution stack with appropriate selection of hardware and software components, right? Sometimes a solution provider will need to obtain or access a specific set of big data, so-called, to train the algorithm in order to achieve their specific objective of solving the problems. But more regularly, more frequently, we see solution providers can choose from many already trained algorithms on the marketplaces and focusing their efforts, therefore, on the solution deployment and optimizing the solution workload execution. In doing so, they aim to achieve the best user experience improvements using AI.
Let's move to segment 2. How do partners get started? And Pete, the first question I have for you is, What does it take to deploy an AI solution in the marketplace?
We really see in this view, we're seeing that the AI solution, right, is really just your typical solution that is being enhanced or has an element of AI enhancement, right? AI-based enhancement can make the solution more cost-effective, user-friendly, productive, or sometimes just more secure, right? Therefore, we see AI-enhanced solution should be still deployed the same way through the same channel you always do.
The next question I have is, what types of training or resources are available?
Generally, the AI tutorial materials are abundantly available in the marketplaces today. You can really search and find plenty on the internet. Right? Intel offers a AI-specific developer website with self-tutorial courses, the live workshops, webinars on the various topics from general AI introduction to deep learning training and inferencing self-helping materials. Our websites also provides relevant resources to allow solution providers to deploy the AI workloads on Intel hardware resources in both cloud data center-based solution or in PC IoT edge devices.
The last question for this segment, and you make it all sound so easy, but the last question in this segment would be, how does all this work in a customer's environment?
For the customer who wants to deploy Windows client AI solutions, I want to be more specific here, right? That we offer this Intel AI on PC development kit. That would be a great place to start. It has the popular AI software development environment, the development tools, many sample codes, all integrated and validated on a Intel client PC, such as the NUC, right? That delivers the great out-of-the-box software development experiences.
Let's move on to segment 3. How can the AI dev kit on Intel NUC help today's solution providers break into this business? And then the first thing I want to ask you in this section is just a real simple one. What is the AI on PC development kit?
So the AI on PC development kit includes a Intel NUC system that is preloaded with a Intel Movidius Myriad X VPU. That's an AI accelerator, and the Intel AI development tools, code samples, tutorial that helps the developer to fast track AI development application. It supports the AI solution development in Windows client environment with the use of Intel OpenVINO inferencing toolkits, Intel Python deep learning tools, Microsoft Windows ML development tools, and also Microsoft Windows skills. And Microsoft Visual Studio as well. These are sort of the most popular tool sets, all included in the kit.
Question 2, what type of applications and use cases does the AI development kit facilitate?
The AI development kit includes lots of source code samples, the library, to create a wide range of potential client applications. The first generation of development kit is available now. Many sample codes will be offered to support the visual-based applications that runs on Intel hardware assets such as CPU, GPU, or VPU. In our next generation AI dev kit, available in the second half of this year, many more support will be provided, including the audio and the speech-based AI applications, but also running on the CPU and also running on the low-power AI accelerator, such as a GNA accelerator.
So the last question I have for you, Pete, is this. We've talked about the technology and we've talked about the opportunity, but let's look forward. Tell me, where can Intel partners learn more about AI development?
I would suggest Intel has this great website, www.intel.ai, that provides the general content that helps on introduction material for AI, as well as many reference material code samples that supports the data center and edge device AI development. And then I also would recommend take a look at the intel.com at the NUC-AI. That's a NUC product line where we are basing our AI dev kits. And for specific, if people wants to purchase, then you can go to our vendors' websites for AI dev kits. One of them is www.simplynuc.com, AI dev kit. That's the website. And the other one is ASUS computer, which you can buy at the www.store.asus.com. Those are the two websites you can actually purchase the kit.
Excellent. Pete, thank you so much. That's all the time we have for today. And before we go, here are some takeaways that I've sort of jotted down as we've talked. First one is simple. There are plenty of AI opportunities out there for you, the solution provider. Number two, partners really need to take advantage of training to get the most from those AI opportunities. And last, and probably the best news of all, is the AI Dev Kit on Intel NUC can help. And again, thanks so much for watching. Once again, my name's Ed Hannon. You've been watching Pardon the Integration, enabling AI opportunities with Intel NUC.